Hey all, this is Xenoxis, and this is the Xenoxis Show for the 7th of September 2022. Just had to check so the microphone was working properly, and it seems like it is, which is good. So quite a lot of things to talk about today. So yesterday I spent a ridiculous long time doing some Mario Kart 8 stuff. I even have like a picture that I did where I put the stats of the different things, of the different like bodies and stuff that in like Mario Kart 8 Deluxe and stuff that, and I'm gonna eventually fill it all out. Like I made a grid, like I made it in paint and stuff that, and I'm gonna do all the points and stuff that. But I already know what the tier list is like because I've basically done a tier list for both Deluxe, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, and for OG Mario Kart 8. And actually the balance is better in original Mario Kart 8. The so-called, like, okay, sure, the buffs are nice, you know, for certain like weight classes and stuff that, like bringing them up and making them better and stuff that, but it's just like overall there is just a big difference in like points and stuff that. Like in total, like the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe has 50 points difference in total between highest and lowest of vehicle, character, tires and gliders. You call it like imbalance points, like Mario Kart 8 Deluxe has 50 points of imbalance and Mario Kart Original has 42 points of imbalance. And like if you summarize it, basically 8 points difference between highest and lowest tier characters makes the character balance worse than OG Mario Kart 8, which there were only 5 points between the highest tier characters and the lowest tier. 90 points difference between highest tier vehicle and lowest tier vehicle make the vehicle balance worse than OG Mario Kart 8 that are only 14 points difference. 21 point difference between highest tier tires and lowest tier tires makes the tire balance better than OG Mario Kart 8 that had 22 points difference, but only by 1. And of course 2 points difference between highest glider and lowest tier glider makes the glider balance worse than OG Mario Kart 8 that had a 1 point difference. But it's still like, and the tire thing, the funny thing is the tire that is the worst. So the worst tire in OG Mario Kart 8, let's see here, blah, blah, blah. In OG Mario Kart 8, the worst tires were actually Monster and Hot Monster, also known as a Funky Monster with only 17 points. and by the way, the strongest tire, of course, already back then, the strongest tire, were the roller button, Ashore roller, and Leaf. All of them were in the same tier at 39 points. And then if we go in and check Deluxe, for example, in Deluxe, where do we have here we have the tires. So the best tires are the roller at 38 points, and then followed very closely by normal blue and GLA tires at 36 points. So both of them are very close, but yeah, but roller and roller is still best. But down at the bottom, you have Slick and Cyber Slick at 17 points total. So that's basically the same, except of course the best tires are worth less. So there's only slightly nerfed in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, yeah. But yeah, Slick and Cyber Slicks are the worst. So Monster and Hot Monster were actually buffed up to 24 points, which is nice because they're better than Metal and Gold. But the only reason really why the Monster and Hot Monster is because they were buffed while the Slick and Cyber Slick were nerfed, and it makes absolutely no sense with certain things that they nerfed, considering they were never that good in the first place. Like if you go in on OG Mario Kart 8, for example, OG Mario Kart 8, down in the B tier at 31 points total, you find the Mark 8 Circuit Special, Sports Coupe, Gold Kart, B-Dash and P-Wing. Now the thing that was super heavily nerfed was Circuit Special, B-Dasher and P-Wing, while the Mark 8 and the Sports Coupe, which are in the same category tier, they were buffed. Mark 8 actually got buffed. Same thing with Sport Coupe. But Circuit Special got severely nerfed. So in original Mario Kart 8, they were only B tier, in my opinion, with 31 points total. Actually, the best things was Biddy Buggy Landship and Mr. Scooty at 43 points, followed by Master Cycle at 42 points, and Comet Sports Bike, Jet Bike, and Yoshi Bike at 41 points. And the Master Cycle, and the Comet Sports Bike, Jet Bike, and Yoshi Bike, those are the ones that are quote-unquote sports bike. Basically, it's the whole inward versus outward drifting, but it's easier to say it like it's like a MotoGP bike or like a real-life sports bike, where when you take a turn or when you drift, you do it with the whole bike. You go down with the bike. Instead of on the other bikes, you have like your leg out and when you like do a corner and stuff that. But with those bikes, you basically go down and stuff that. So yeah. And yeah, when it came to tires, also as I said, the roller button, not your roller and leaf were the best. And the thing is, back then the slick and cyber slick were at 29 points total. They were actually worse than the metal and gold, which had 30 points total. But considering the fact that roller button and also roller and leaf had 39 points, it was only nerfed down to 38 points in the thing. That is quite ridiculous. So yeah, it's just very, very. It is quite weird how they were like heavily nerfed. Like the best tier of characters, by the way, in vanilla at 55 points was small, was Baby Mario, Baby Luigi, Baby Peach, Baby Daisy, Baby Rosalina, Baby Koopa, and Small Me. Those are the highest amount of total points. And then at 54 points, there were two tiers that had 54 points total, and that was Small Toad. Basically because they're in the small category, so it's Toad, Koopa Troopa, Shy Guy, Lakitu, Toadette, Larry Koopa, Wendy Koopa, Isabelle, and Cat Peach and Female Villager. Those are the ones that are at 54 points. But yeah, so there's 55 points on the highest, and the lowest is 50 points, which is, you know. So yeah, anyway, I was actually gonna read this here as a thing here, so note I wrote all the stuff on the 6th of September. I finished all the tier lists for Mario Kart 8 Deluxe and Mario Kart 8 OG. I can also say that OG Mario Kart 8 was more balanced than Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. New stuff. Here all blah blah blah. Xenoxis Show 7th of September 2022. Everything points also fully done. The tier list for vehicles, blah blah blah. That thing is outdated, of course, because I've done for everything. Scandinavian points sadly, of course, even if they did unnerf slicks and cyber slicks and the circuit special B-dash and P-wing, even then the tier would not be that good. I would probably do a tier list for OG Mario Kart 8, so yeah, I've already done that. So I've been wanting to do this for a while, and I decided to actually make it into this own video, so henceforth the Mario Kart 8 stuff will go into this video instead. So I will basically post all the Mario Kart 8 stuff, the Deluxe tier list, the OG tier list as well, into. So I will try and fit as much of this text as possible into the actual video description, and the rest will go into comments, basically. So yeah. Heck, you can see this is a script kind of that I'm gonna read off in this vlog, which hopefully will make it more interesting. So first off, let's take a look. Take a look. I think it's supposed to be. Take a look at the tier of vehicles that got severely nerfed in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. We're taking a look at the stats from OG Mario Kart 8 first. Here's the speed category of vehicles as it was in Mario Kart 8. MK8 Circuit Special, Sport Coupe, Gold Kart, B-dash and P-wing. These are the total stats: 31, speed, ground 5. So these are all speed: water 4, air 4, anti-gravity 5, acceleration 1, weight 3, handling, ground 2, water 2, air 1, anti-grav 2, traction 1, and mini turbo 1. Now in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, MK8 Sports Coupe, Gold Kart are in other tiers, and we're not nerfed as much. Heck, in the tier of MK8 Sports Coupe, you also have the new Ink Striker. Gold Kart is in the same tier as Sneaker and Master Cycle. While Circuit Special, B-dash and P-wing took the big L. These are the stats. Total stats is only 22 now compared to 31. So speed ground 5, water 1, air 2, anti-grav 4, acceleration 1, weight 3, handling ground 1, water 1, air 0, anti-grav 2, traction 1, mini turbo 1. So yeah, so the handling is worse on both ground and water. Air is also worse, it's at 0 now. Acceleration and weight is the same. Speed, yeah, water was nerfed from 4 down to 1. Air was nerfed from 4 into 2. Anti-grav was only nerfed by 1. So yeah, so it's pretty big. Yeah, that's pretty rough. 9 points nerfed in total points. Okay, then let's take a look at MK8 and Sports Coupe, which in OG Mario Kart 8 was in the same tier as Circuit Special, B-Dash and P-Wing. And these are the total stats now, basically, what they are worth now in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. These are the total stats of 39 points. So they went from 31 in OG to in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe having 39 points. Speed, ground 3, water 3, air 4, anti-grav 5, acceleration 3, weight 3, handling ground 2, water 2, air 2, anti-grav 4, traction 4, and mini turbo 4. So hang on a minute, stat-wise, these were buffed even though Sports Coupe and MK8 was part of the problematic speed tier in OG Mario Kart 8 that was nerfed. 8 points in total buff. So the other thing was nerfed by 9 points and these were buffed by 8 points, even though they were in the problematic so-called thing. Now, the reason, of course, in my opinion, why they nerfed it was because a lot of people used the heaviest character possible. They went with Circuit Special, they went with Slick or Cyber Slick on time trials, and then they fire hopped. A fire hop is basically after a drift, when you get mini turbo. There were only 2 levels back then, yellow I believe being the strongest. Or is it blue flames first and then or blue sparks and then yellow sparks? I think it's in that order. And then of course pink sparks in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. But yeah, there were only 2 levels, of course, back then. And then basically after doing a drift, you basically jumped I think left and right or something like that. I never managed to do it back in the day, but fire hopping meant that you would extend the mini turbo so you could have it last a really long time. So even though the mini turbo stat was really bad on the vehicle, it was really good, and stuff there. Okay, then what about Gold Kart Gold Standard? That was nerfed as well. Well, let's take a look again. Keep in mind, in the same tier as Sneaker and Motorcycle, these are the total stats of 29. So they weren't nerfed as much. So they were basically only nerfed from 31 to 29 in modern. So speed ground 4, water 2, air 3, anti-grav 3, acceleration 2, weight 2, handling ground 3, water 2, air 2, anti-grav 3, traction 0, mini turbo 3. Okay, so although nerfed, the OG Mario Kart 8 total stats was 31, so not that big of a nerf. So why did they not put Circuit Special, B-Dash and P-Wing into either the Sports Coupe, MK8 Ink Striker tier or into the Sneaker, Gold Kart and Motorcycle tier? It makes absolutely no sense, because the Gold Kart, the Circuit Special, B-Dash and P-Wing, Sports Coupe and MK8 were all in the same tier. So why did they have to punish the Circuit Special, the P-Dash and the P-Wing so much? I mean, stat-wise, in OG Mario Kart 8 Circuit Special, B-Dash and P-Wing, Sports Coupe, MK8 and Gold Kart all share the same stats. Why did Circuit Special, B-Dash and P-Wing have to take the big nerfs while Sports Coupe and MK8 was buffed and Gold Kart was only nerfed slightly? Which is weird. Okay then, did the speed tires fare any better? Here are the stats on the OG Mario Kart 8 Slick and Cyber Slick tires. Total stat points were 29 in OG Mario Kart 8. Speed, ground 4, water 0, air 4, anti-grav 4. Acceleration 1, weight 3, handling ground 3, water 3, air 3, anti-grav 3, traction 0, mini turbo 1. Here is the Slick and Cyber Slick tires in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Total stat points 17 points. Speed ground 4, okay, nice. Water 0, okay, that's the same. Air 0, so -4. Anti-grav 4, still the same. Acceleration 1, still the same. Weight 3, still the same. Handling ground 2, nerfed by 1 point. Water 0, nerfed by 3 points. Air 1, nerfed by 2 points. Anti-grav 2, nerfed by 1 point. Traction 0, mini-turbo 0. Mini-turbo nerfed by 1 point. So, severely nerfed Big L. But why though? Most likely since it often combined with Cirque Special. Of course, in OG Mario Kart 8 we also had Slim tires, Crimson Slim and Triforce tires, having slightly lower speed. Also the tier of Metal tires and Gold tires are also pretty fast. So let me go over both of those tiers in order. Slim tires, Crimson Slim and Triforce tires, those were in the same tier in OG Mario Kart 8. These are the OG Mario Kart 8 points. They were 34 points. So they had more points than Slick and Cyber Slicks in the original Mario Kart 8. And they had the Slim tires, Crimson Slim and Triforce tires. Speed ground 3, water 3, air 3, anti-grav 3, acceleration 1, weight 2, handling ground 4, water 4, air 4, anti-grav 4, traction 2 and mini-turbo 1. So yes, even stronger than Slicks and Cyber Slicks stat-wise. And Metal and Gold tires in the OG, they had 30 points, so only 1 point better. They had speed ground 3, water 3, air 3, anti-grav 3, acceleration 0, weight 4, handling ground 3, water 3, air 3, anti-grav 3, traction 2 and mini-turbo 0. Only slightly beat Slick and Cyber 6 in total points. 29 points in OG Mario Kart 8 for the Cyber 6 and Cyber 6, so they beat them with 1 point. So since Slicks and Cyber 6 were heavily nerfed and these other two tiers have only slightly worse speed stats, they should be nerfed too, right? Okay, so now we're going to go over both tiers again, but in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe versions. First off, Triforce tires are being moved into off-road and retro off-road tires. Slim and Crimson Slim tires are being joined by wood tires. So Slim, Wood and Crimson Slim tires. Total stat points, 33 points. Speed, ground 3, water 2, air 2, anti-grav 4. Acceleration 2, weight 2, handling ground 4, water 4, air 4, anti-grav 3. Traction 1, mini-turbo 2. Nerfed by 1 point, the Slim and Crimson Slim tires was in total points. So yes, only nerfed by 1 point. Yeah, only nerfed by 1 point. And yeah, note Slicks and Cyber 6 was nerfed by 12 total points. The Circuit Special B-Dash and P-Wing was nerfed by 9 total points. Metal and Gold tires, total stat 21 points. Speed ground 4, water 3, air 2, anti-grav 1, acceleration 0, weight 4, handling ground 2, water 2, air 0, anti-grav 1, traction 2, mini-turbo 0. Okay, Big L nerfed by 9 total points. See, that was more fair, so they were nerfed by 9 points. But it's still not the same nerf as the Slicks and Cyber Slicks. Okay, but what about Triforce tires? They were moved and used to share Slim and Crimson Slim stats. How do they fare? Off-road, retro and Triforce tires. Total stat points 29 points. Speed ground 3, water 4, air 1, anti-grav 2, acceleration 3, weight 3, handling ground 1, water 1, air 2, anti-grav 2, traction 6, mini-turbo 1. Okay, nerfed by 5 points again, so pretty fair. So yeah, so nerfed into 29 points. Because they were of course in the same as, they were at 34 points. So yeah. So they were nerfed by 5 points. So Slim and Crimson Slim avoided a nerf, but the rest of the tires pretty much got nerfed. However, Slicks and Cyber 6 was by far nerfed by 12 points, yeah. So I mean, since we're having fun, you know, a show roller and regular roller, of course, is the most OP of the tires. What about the leaf and button tires then? Final thing in OG Mario Kart 8, roller, button, a show roller and leaf tires were all the same tier. Here are the OG Mario Kart 8 stats for them, which are the strongest, by the way, Mario Kart 8. OG, total stat point 39, speed ground, okay, 0, but water 4, air 4, anti-grav 0, acceleration 6, weight 0, handling ground 4, water 4, air 4, anti-grav 4, traction 3, mini-turbo 6. Yeah, already back then, those were some nutter stats. Not back then on tires. The only other mini turbo stat was 3, 2, and 1, and 0. There were no 5s or 4s in the mini turbo stat at all. So if you wanted high mini turbo stat, it was roller, button, assault roll, and leaf tires. There was nothing else, pretty much. So otherwise you would, if you didn't want mini turbo 6, you would either have mini turbo 3, 2, 1, and 0, because there was no 5 and 4s. Since we know that assault roll and regular roll are still pretty OP, let's go over the leaf and button tires first. Leaf tires and button tires in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Total points 32 points. Speed ground 1, water 2, air 2, anti-grav 2, acceleration 5, weight 0, handling ground 3, water 3, air 2, anti-grav 4, traction 3, mini turbo 5. So that's in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, where they of course added more mini turbo. Okay, so 7-point nerf to leaf and button tires. Let's out of curiosity check in if the assault roller and roller tires were nerfed as well. Assault roller and regular roller, total points 38 points in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Speed ground 0, water 3, air 3, anti-grav 0, acceleration 6, weight 0, handling ground 4, water 4, air 4, anti-grav 4, traction 4, mini turbo 6. Nerfed by 1 points total. Oh yes, you guys, we have a problem. Okay, but question though. Mario Kart 8. Okay, but question though. Mario Kart 8 is how much better than the tires? Huh? Okay, but question the Mario Kart 8 is how much better than OG tires were. I don't know what I meant with that there. There was probably that I had meant to spell something else there. About a certain specific tire is how much better than the OG tires. How much better than the OG tires were these both in OG Mario Kart 8 and Deluxe? Okay, let's find out. Okay, but question though, normal tires is how much better than the OG tires were these both in. But question though is how much better than the OG tires were these both in OG Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. That makes more sense. I don't know why I tried to spell like Mario Kart there. Okay, but question though is how much better than the OG tires were these both in Mario Kart 8 and Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. There should probably be a question mark there as well. Okay, let's find out. In OG Mario Kart 8 there was in the same tier normal, which was also known as standard, off-road, normal blue, aka blue standard, retro off-road, and Gilliard tiers. These are the stats in OG Mario Kart 8. Total points 34 points. Speed ground 2, water 4, air 2, anti-grav 2, acceleration 2, weight 2, handling ground 3, water 3, air 3, anti-grav 3, traction 4, mini turbo 4. But then that's not correct, because I said that there were no mini turbo stats of 4. But wait, but why did it? Because I did write that. And there's no way that I look wrong at least. There were no 5s and 4s in mini turbo stat at all. But that's not correct, because these have 4 in mini turbo stats. So why? Did I look wrong at the list then? Did I look at the... Because I mentioned 3 there. I mentioned that 3 did exist, right? Yeah, already back then, not some other stats. Not back then. On tires, the only other mini turbo stats was 3, 2, and 1. There was no 5s and 4s in mini turbo at all. So the 32 points here. What are they? So that 4 points there, that mini turbo stats must have been the 3 stats. This must have been the deluxe stat. That's some pretty decent stats, matching slim, cleans, and slim and travel ties in total points. Okay, what about MK8 Deluxe? Were they nerfed just a little similar to? Because there they show us having mini turbo 3. Let me actually check here. Because I have it in the history here. Mario Kart 8, let me look at the standard here. Yeah, Mario Kart 8. Let me check here the normal tires here. Yeah, there is mini turbo 6, there's mini turbo 2, there's mini turbo 3. Standard tires only have the standard tires, the off-road, the blue standard, the retro off-road, and the GLA tires have a mini turbo stat of 2. Mini turbo stat of 2. So that means then that there are 32 points. Because that's here, 2 is correct, water is 4, air 2, anti-grav 2, acceleration 2, weight 2, ground 3, all of these are 3, traction 4, mini turbo 2. Yeah, because there is like 6 and then the second highest is the 3. On that, those are the OG Mario Kart 8 stats. Because then it doesn't match slim and cleans and slim at all, right? Where is slim and cleans and slim? Slim and cleans and slim is 33 points. Some pretty decent stats. 1 point less than slim, cleans, and slim and travel tires in total points. Okay, what about Mario Kart 8 Deluxe? They have similar. Okay, and in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Let me go in on Deluxe then. It is so weird how that could have been. But here is Deluxe. Just gonna double check here so I got the correct value here. So it's normal blue and GLA. So it's 2, so it's speed ground 2, water 3, air 3, anti-grav 2, acceleration 4, weight 2, handling ground 3, water 3, air 3, anti-grav 3, traction 5, and mini turbo 3. That's correct, so 36 points. CS buffed by 32, 33, 34, 35, 36. So yes, buffed by 4 points total. Only by 2 points less than a show roller and regular roller. I mean, I do get why button and leaf tires are used over the normal blue and GLA tires, because the mini turbo 5 and mini turbo 6, because their mini turbo is only 3. So yeah. However, in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe we also have a sponge and cushion at mini turbo 4, Sponge and Cushion alongside wood tires have mini-turbo stats of 3 in OG Mario Kart 8. Gliders in OG Mario Kart 8 was very similar with focus on the acceleration or speed. Note the acceleration focused ones also had mini-turbo too, and there were more of them. They also had better air handling. Cloud Glider, Peach Parasol, Parachute, Parafoil, Flow Glider, Boss Cat, and Mario Kart TV, Parasol, Hylian Kite. All these had the same stats and were focused on acceleration, air handling, and mini-turbo. There were 2 other tiers with identical stats for some reason. Super Glider and Paper Glider, and a tier of Warrior Wing, Waddle Wing, Plain Glider, Gold Glider, focusing on air, speed, and weight. Otherwise, stats on all gliders are the same except in their area of focus, where they were 1 point higher, 2 instead of 1. Overall, on Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, things are quite similar. Again, some gliders having focused on air, speed, weight, and some others on acceleration, air handling, and mini-turbo. However, now some of the stats have zeros in them instead of ones, but a lot of it's more of a question of mini-turbo 2, air handling 2, acceleration 2, versus airspeed 2, weight 2, except one of them, airspeed 2, airspeed 2 has 1 in weight instead. Now, one final thing, supposedly of course in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, vehicles have a total of 14 tiers, tires a total of 9 tiers, and gliders a total of 4 tiers. Characters have 6 small tiers, 6 medium tiers, and 4 heavy tiers. And 4 heavy tiers. Only Baby Peach and Baby Daisy have their own tier if they remove the baby characters, since Bobby Rosalina shares the same with Lemmy Koopa and Bobby Mario and Bobby Luigi with Dry Bones and Me Small. Difference between the lightest tier Bobby Peach, Bobby Daisy versus Baby Rosalina and Lemmy Koopa is acceleration 4, handlings of 10, traction 5 versus acceleration 5, handlings of 9s, and traction 3. Funny thing is, there are ones with better traction than the second lightest tier 4 in tier 4 interaction, but there is also another 5 interaction belonging to Koopa Troopa, Lucky 2, and Bowser Juniors. In OG Mario Kart 8, the vehicles had a total of 9 tiers, tires had a total of 7 tiers, gliders had a total of 3 tiers, characters had 2 small tiers, 5 medium tiers, and 2 heavy tiers. So there was 5 vehicle tiers, 2 tire tiers, and 1 glider tier added. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe 16 character tiers, OG Mario Kart had 9 character tiers, so 7 character tiers added. That's a wrap, hope you all enjoyed this. Remember to leave a like and comment, and leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed this content. I will probably also post a tier list, it's finished, into the comments as well. Yeah, just finished, so to speak. The OG Mario Kart 8 tier list, I won't go over all the tier lists, where the stuff ended up really, because I posted it into the comment section, but let's actually put in the ultimate setup. So the ultimate setup in OG Mario Kart 8 is you have 2 carts, 2 bikes, and 5 sports bikes to choose between, and it's Biddy Buggy, Landship, Mr. Scooty at 43 points total, Monster Cycle at 42 points total, and Comet Sports Bike, Jet Bike, and Yoshi Bike at 41 points. For calculation purposes, we are going to calculate 43 points, 42 points, and 41 points individually, depending on the vehicle you choose. Roller, button, show roller, leaf, 3 tires to choose, all the same points, 39 points total. Cloud Glider, Peach Parasol, Parachute, Parafoil, Flood Glider, Bowser Cat, Mario Kart TV, Parafoil, Hylian Kite, It Gliders to choose between, all the same points, 15 points total. If you choose Biddy Buggy, Landship, or Mr. Scooty, total combo points are 97 points when you put all of them together. Like not the vehicles, but when you put them together with the tires and the gliders. If you choose Master Cycle, total combo points are 96 points. If you choose Comet, Sports Bike, Jet Bike, or Yoshi Bike, total combo points are 95 points. All use roll the button, show roller, or leaf. All use Cloud Glider, Peach Parasol, Parachute, Parafoil, Flow Glider, Boss Cat, Mario Kart TV, Parafoil, and Hylian Kite. And then the character tier list, of course, I did go over them before. Overall, it seems like OG MK8 was more balanced. A lot of things are closer balanced, was expected for Monster Hot, Monster Funky, Monster Tires. Though this makes it even weird that circuit special B-Dasher P-Wing was nerfed so heavily alongside Slick and Cyber Slick tires in MK8 Deluxe. Considering OG MK8, there are only B tier, only C tier is below. MK8 circuit specials, Pulse Coupe, Gold Card P-Dasher, P-Wing 31 points total. Slick and Cyber Slicks is 29 points total, is also only B tier, and it's very close to being C tier. So yes, it makes no sense. Of course, I'm guessing time tires is to blame for it. People using heavies and fire hopping. Not fire hopping meant blah 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 blah. Yeah, we're already going over that. How they did remove fire hopping in MK8 Deluxe, but not only that, with some of the nerfs. A lot of stuff got more unbalanced. Character balance was very close in OG MK8. Only 5 points difference between highest and lowest tier characters. Final summary: MK8 Deluxe has worse balance due to nerf buffs compared to OG MK8. MK8 Deluxe has worse character balance, vehicle balance, glider balance. The glider balance is won by 1 point. The tire balance is only slightly better, but again, only 1 point difference, 22 points in OG MK8 and 21 points in MK8 Deluxe. 8 point difference, yeah, I've already read those, but I'm reading them again. 8 points difference between highest tier and lowest tier character makes the character balance worse than OG MK8, that only had a 5 points difference. 90 point difference between highest tier vehicle and lowest tier vehicle makes the vehicle balance worse than OG MK8, that only had 14 points difference. 21 point difference between the highest tier tires and lowest tier tires makes the tire balance better than OG MK8, that had 22 points difference, so only 1 point there. The points difference between the highest highest tier glider and lowest tier glider makes the balance worse than OG MK8, that had 1 point difference. And if we add all the points together, MK8 Deluxe 15 points difference in total between highest and lowest of vehicle, character, tier, tires and gliders. MK8 OG 42 points difference in total between highest and lowest of vehicles, characters, tires and gliders. You could call it total points of imbalance. Instead, so MK8 Deluxe has 50 points of imbalance, while MK8 OG has 42 points of imbalance. Yes, only 8 points worse imbalance in MK8 Deluxe, but this means they should not have nerfed vehicles and instead should have buffed the weaker tires. Then it could have had a better balance. And yes, I know MK8 Deluxe won the tire section by 1 point, mainly due to the imbalance of Monster and Hot Monster tires in OG. So yeah. And then of course, if we go into the Deluxe tier here, into the Deluxe section, of course, first off, the best vehicles at 41 points total. There are 2 tiers here. W25 Silver Arrow, the Mercedes-Benz Standard Bike, Flame Rider, Wild Wiggler. But also at 41 points you have Tanuki Kart, Koopa Clown and Master Cycle Zero. So you have none of the sports bike. You used to have all the regular bikes, because Master Cycle Zero is a regular bike compared to the other Master Cycle. So yeah, so you have one of those is an ATV. That's the Wild Wiggler. The other ones are either bikes or regular things. But yeah, and at 40 points we have Biddy Buggy and Mr. Scooty, and Landship and Streetle. Both of them are at 40 points. And then of course, if we go for tires, Roll and Show Roll at 38 points, and normal blue and Gilly tires at 36 points. And then there's a pretty big jump after that. Gliders of course, Cloud Glider, Parachute, Flow Glider, Paper Glider at 12 points. And the other gliders are at 11 points, and that's, the Warrior Wing, Plane Glider, Gold Glider, Paraglider at 11 points, and Pete's Parasol, Parafoil, Bowser Kite and MKTV Parafoil at 11 points. And then of course you had the crappy gliders, so. Because the Super Glider, Wadawang and Hylian Kite only had 10 points, so yeah. And that's of course in Ultimate. Ultimate combo vehicles, 7 vehicles to choose from, 3 carts, 3 bikes, 1 ATV. Second best are Biddy Buggy, Miss Scooty and Landship, treated at 40 points each. W25 Silver Arrow, Standard Bike, Flame Rider, Wild Wiggler, 41 points total. Tanuki Cat, Koopa Clown, Most Like 0, 41 points total. Tires, 2 tires to choose from. Second best is normal blue, and GLA 36 points total. Roller, your roller 38 points total. Gliders, 4 gliders to choose from. Second place is Warrior Wing, Plain Glider, Gold Glider, Paraglider, and Peach Parasol, Parafoil, Bowser Kite, Marcot, TV Parafoil at 11 points each because all of them share, even though they are 2 different tiers. Cloak Glider, Parachute, Flow Glider, Paper Glider, 12 points total. Ultimate Vehicles, W25 Silver Arrows, Standard Bike, Flame Rider, Wild Wiggler, Tanuki Cat, Koopa Clown, Most Like 0. Tires, Roller or Azure Glider or Azure Roller. Gliders, Cloak Glider, Parachute, Flow Glider, Paper Glider. Combo is worth 91 total points. Worst vehicle if you want to display dominance online or in time trials. Vehicle Circuit Special, P-Dash, P-Wing, Bad Wagon, GLA or Standard RTV, 22 points total. Tires Slick and Sub-Slick at 17 points total. Glider, Super Glider, Waddle Wing, Healing Cat, 10 points total. Combo is worth an abysmal 49 points. So yeah. For the standard combo, which is Kart Bike, ATVs, look like this. I'm also including Sports Bike since it drifts differently and is a class in itself, a Sports Bike class. Standard Kart is 36 points total. Normal Blue is 36 points total. Because I don't include the GLE there, just because, you know, you're using just the standard setup. And Super Glider 10 points total. Combo is worth 82 points total. Standard Bike is 41 points total. Normal Blue 36 points total. Super Glider 10 points total. Combo is worth 87 points. And then Sport Bike 32 points total. Normal Blue 36 points total. Super Glider 10 points total. Combo is worth 78 points total. Ultimate Sports Bike is Comet or Yoshi Bike at 39 points total. Roller Show Roller 38 points total. Cloud Glider, Parachute, Flow Glider, Piper Glider 12 points total. Combo is worth 89 points total. And Standard ATV 22 points total. Normal Blue 36 points total. Super Glider is 10 points total. Combo is worth 68 points total. I don't need to do an ultimate combo for ATV since Wild Wiggler was part of it. In like the highest tier. A character tier list. In the S tier, you have 2 medium tiers and 1 small tier, but the highest points is Metal Mario, Gold Mario, Pink Gold Peach at 57 points total, and the ones below that are at medium. You have Luigi and Iggy Koopa at 55 points total, and in small Koopa Troopa Lucky 2 and Bowser Jr. at 55 points total. So yeah. And of course the next jump is down to 54 points, and there are 4 at 54 points. Then there's 3 53 points, and then luck tiers, and then 2 52 pointers, and then 2 50 pointers and 2 49 pointers. So yeah. And actually in this, so I'm gonna go all the character tiers here just. So in the A tier, heavy though, then Waluigi, Donkey Kong, Roy Koopa 54 points total. Wario and Dry Bowser 54 points total. In small here now, Toad, Shy Guy, Larry Koopa 54 points total. Bobby Peach and Bobby Daisy 54 points total. In heavy here, in B tier, Rosalina, King Boob, Skyward Sword Link and Breath of the Wild Link at 53 points. Medium, Peach, Daisy and Yoshi at 53 points, and Cat Peach, Inkling Female, Villager Female at 53 points. In C tier, medium, Tanuki Mario, Male Inkling, Male Villager at 52 points. Louis Von Koopa and or Mario, Louis Von Koopa and Medium Me at 52 points total. And then of course in D tier, heavies, Bowser, Motor Koopa Junior, Heavy Me 50 points total. Small, Baby Mario, Baby Luigi, Dry Bones, Small Me at 50 points total. And then small Toadette, Vineo Koopa, Isabelle at 49 points total, small Baby Rosalina, and Lemmy Koopa at 49 points total. So, yeah. So that's a quite crazy amount of difference in the modern one. Like a lot of the heavies are so yeah, so the Rosalina tier is not super good, but it's still like as long as you're not in D tier, you're actually pretty good. But yeah, but Bowser, like the heaviest tier, then is actually pretty bad. And that's of course understandable that they were nerfed, so to speak. I mean, how much were they nerfed over original stats? They weren't nerfed that super much, because yeah. And that's just because, you know, people used the Bowser and the Monte Koopa Junior to do the records in OG MK8 and stuff like that, so yeah. Yes. So yeah, we're gonna, you know, go over the things in the comment section and stuff like that. We're gonna go over some things. I also have done a text file here that I'm gonna talk about at some point, and I'm gonna record then the actual thing so that you can read it together and stuff like that, because that is like an ultimate version of Resident Evil 3, but it would be based instead on the original game and not be like a remake. I mean, it technically would be a remake, but a remake of like the old game in the old engine, and then be like because there is an HD project, and I have like a Dolphin emulator thing, but it's basically like Resident Evil Seamless HD versions and GameCube ROMs. So Dolphin 64. So it's basically like in the pack you actually download like HD textures and stuff like that for the games. So I have both for RE3 and RE2, and those are like HD textures that you load into the GameCube games and stuff like that. So I thought about like this idea for like a version with 4K textures, but actually have it released on PS4, PS4 Pro, PS5, Xbox Series S, Xbox Series X, Xbox One, Xbox One S, Xbox One X, and Switch Pro, Switch 2. Not regular Switch version, we used to be an AC version. If they don't want to make it themselves, they could enlist help from the one community, especially the people buying the HD Pro thing for RE3 Nemesis. Which, with the HD Pro thing, I mean that seamless HD thing for both RE3 and like RE2. Of course, this ultimate version will not only contain everything that original had, but would also add stuff. And I go over some of the stuff that they would add, like more difficulties, more gunpowder mixing, like there would be new powders, new combos, and new ammo types. And that is used to make every single weapon like more viable, and make it so that you could do like special runs of haha, only going to with this weapon. And yeah, sure, you can kind of do that now, but especially with infinite ammo and stuff that, if you unlock it for all the weapons, but yeah. Enhanced Magnum ammo would become available after creating enough Magnum ammo. Gunpowder D enhances powders with fire. Gunpowder E enhances powders with acid. Gunpowder F enhances powders with nitrogen, aka freeze. Gunpowder D, E, and F would only be combinable with Gunpowder A, handgun ammo, Gunpowder B, shotgun ammo, Gunpowder C, CC, Magnum ammo. Now normally, of course, after something is CCC, you cannot like add more stuff to it, you cannot add like 4 digits, but that would then be possible. So B plus D, E, or F, this would create fire shells, acid shells, nitro, freeze shells for the shotgun. A plus D, E, or F, this would create fire bullets, acid bullets, nitro freeze bullets for handgun. Triple CCC plus D plus E plus F, this would create fire mag, acid mag, and nitro freeze mag, like Magnum, so they're called mag. More parts added, any weapons in order to make the Magnum a more viable choice, and not an instance reset if you get it instead of the key launcher. Magnum parts A and B in order to make long barrel, high caliber Magnum. This will not exactly deal freeze and nitro grenade rounds damage like freeze rounds for the grenade launcher. However, new types of ammo would all work with upgraded guns. So Eagle gun would be able to use, so yes, even a regular Eagle gun would be able to use enhanced handgun ammo, fire bullets, acid bullets, nitro freeze bullets. Same goes for the upgraded shotgun and Magnum. This will keep most weapons viable. there would be some sort of sniper rifle somewhere, and it would also have an A+B part that would turn it into a semi-automatic from being bolt action, probably in Clock Tower. New locations, Raccoon City Streets, pre-outbreak, prologue chapters 1-3, RPD early outbreak chapters 4-5, sewers takes place after riding the tram, but instead of stopping at the clock tower, it will run off the gas breakdown from technical technical issues, and you're down into the sewers for replacement parts, gas. Chapters, no idea what number, but there would be 3 chapters here. Raccoon City Rescue Mission, Carlos, takes place off the clock tower, and Jill gets infected. Instead of playing the Carlos part where he saves Jill, you will get to see his backstory from immediately when they touch down with the shopper. Chapters, no idea what number, but should at least be 6 to 9 chapters here, so we basically follow his full story of touching down, like going through the different areas and stuff that, and you know, revamped vaccine mission, Carlos. This one takes place after the other Carlos chapters, and it's a revamped version of his visit to the hospital and going through the clock tower. Chicken shit escape. Brad Wickers of the Hill gets to the park and into the dead factory, and after the shopper encounter with Nikolai, regardless of outcome, we jump to Brad's story. Chapters, no idea what number, but at least 6 chapters with everyone's favorite chicken, Brad. Jill sandwich, Barry Burton. I think completing the game with Jill, if you get the ending where Barry picks you up in the helicopter, chapters unknown number, but would be at least 5 to 10 chapters. This would basically be Barry's quest up through saving Jill and Carlos with helicopter, and it starts after the mansion incident, so yeah, it could take place in a lot of cool locations. And new mercenary stuff, new characters, more stages, RPD, sewers, hospital, park, dead factory. Some could of course be combined together into a bigger stage. Clock tower would probably fit in well. So like, I had some ideas that I didn't write down here. Like for example, if they do a police station thing, the thing would be that then you would have to rescue the survivors in a specific order, and the survivors would only appear in a certain order. And even though the police station is small, if they would not expand the police station and leave it at the same size, then you would basically go into Star's office, there's the first survivor. Now all of a sudden the enemies change, and now you have to go into the dark room and get the next survivor there, and then a new survivor appears at this location, so you would have to go through and get survivors from different locations before you're down in the police station. And then like the enemies would change in rooms once you've gotten more survivors. The rooms get tougher and stuff like that, so yeah. For new characters, some of the ones you rescue could work. Dario, Marvin, Brad could impress building. Of course, they would all have like loadouts. Dario could have a hamburger. Hamburgers like instead of like green herbs and like first aid sprays. And maybe he has a new version of the knife, basically another melee weapon, or maybe even his fists. Basically it would be like, it would not look like slashing with the knife, but it would be modified, so it would be him like punching zombies. They could also add Jill and different costumes, so Jill all with their own loadouts. Basically you could use the costumes already in the game and just make them like playable with different like setups. Nemesis could be in the mode as well, but no healing items, pretty huge health pool, and would be able to punch zombies, basically a modified knife at them. He would also have his rocket launcher like a playable character. I could also see Hank Wesker, other members from the squad that Carlos and Nikolai MK8 is in. So yeah, those are some of the stuff. More difficulties, easy, moderate, hard, nightmare mode, inferno mode, stars must die mode. And I'll use some others. How I went over everything. That actually went pretty quick actually, so yeah. So I used like, I mean, it just feels like they could like make like an ultimate version of RE3 like original and stuff that could be like a really cool, just like adding more stuff to the game like and making it like fully fledged out, because you know like there's just, I feel like the mercenaries mode in 3 was really good and felt pretty unique, but I think it was really missing was like more stages, and maybe even more unlockable weapons, because like you would have used to have more weapons overall and stuff that, because yeah. And the thing that's interesting is that certain other things that they revealed for RE4 remake, to me it kind of seems like some of those characters might not be specific characters that are like in the story mode itself, but might be for mercenaries, because Claire has been confirmed, and that makes me think immediately that okay, they put in Claire in mercenaries mode and stuff like that. Like I really hope they expand mercenaries mode, because I still think that 5 has the best mercenaries mode, and that's just because I'm worse at 6. I'm worse in 6 mercenaries mode. I was really good at 4's mercenaries mode in the GameCube version, and in the Wii version. In the Wii version, you could use basically you could use one shot all the 5 stars with all of the characters, just because the aiming on the Wii was busted. That whole aiming with the remote just meant that when you oh, it's the thing downstairs, but basically you could go in into a mission with any of the characters, and you could use 5-star it immediately, because like when you go into those things where you have to shoot those things, the mini game where you get the bottle cap things, you know, and stuff that, where you get those and you shoot the things, boom 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 and stuff that thing used with the whole precision of that thing, especially if you had a motion sensor plus thing on the Wiimote, you could basically use point. There was no like shaky aim. You would just point and shoot. So that means that with the sniper rifle, for example, with the character that had the sniper rifles, you could just instantly like snipe in and like do headshots like extremely quickly and stuff that, and it was just like super mega OP. Like if you were using just a regular controller, like there would often be no way to snipe that fast, you know, stuff that, so you could just easily like unlock the hand cannon and stuff that, because yeah. And of course, if you did it back on the GameCube, which I did by the way, in the original GameCube, it was got a bit hard, but it's just like playing the mode a lot and understanding, like, because usually the most important thing is to get big combo together, and then manage to also get a big combo when you activate the whole combo time thing, or the one that gives like bonus points and stuff like that, because yeah, that's pretty good. But yeah, so I mean, so yeah. Oh, and another news, of course, in Wrath Classic, by the way, because it's a pre-patch. You know, I did get the boost thing, you know, and stuff that, because I did get a more expensive version of it and stuff that, and I actually choose to boost up a priest. I created a new priest, and I decided to boost it up. I thought at first, okay, I can just boost up the paladin or whatever, but I was smart on the server I did, because I knew that the first Death Knight you create is the one that will be for free, basically having no like level requirements, requiring no level 55 on servers. So you want to make sure that you create it on a server where you don't have a level 55, because otherwise you waste it. Now there is a way around that by deleting the character, because you can just restore it, because you have the restore character function from the Modern WoW and stuff that in, so you could just restore the character and stuff that, so you could just delete the first one, you know, if you did by mistake. But then of course on the server where I boosted the character, I made sure I did it on a server where I did not have a level 55, and then the boosted character, of course, would make it so that I could also have a Death Knight on that server. So I have basically a Death Knight on all the servers that I play on. I do have a Death Knight. So I have one Horde Death Knight, and the rest are Alliance, I believe. Yeah, one Horde Death Knight. I made a Horde Death Knight Astral, and that is after back in the TBC day. Of course, I got up to level 45, 46, 44, 47, something like that, on my Drana Paladin, and of course I eventually deleted that character, because back then I would just delete all my characters whenever I stopped playing. But then of course, as Rat P-Pets came out, I managed to quote-unquote restore the character, and then I managed to get it up to level 55, and then you know, I started making Death Knights. Yes, you could only have one Death Knight back then, But then I had a problem choosing, okay, what Death Knight would I want. So I played through the starting zone so many times. So many times I played through the starting zone and being like, oh yeah, this is cool, and stuff like that. So I got really good at doing the starting zone very, very quickly. And sometimes you will get lucky, of course. If a lot of people were doing the starting zone, you could sometimes get really lucky. And when you got into the whole Lights Up chapter thing, the thing is the NPC will be there even if the fight is going on and stuff like that. And sometimes if you're really lucky with the timing, you're at the point where Tyrion soon starts talking, about the Ardent Crusade, and stuff that. And if you manage to get in at that point, then you can basically use hand in the quest and have it super quickly completed and stuff there, because so it's really, really good. But back then, basically, I tried out so many different Death Knights, and most of them I got up to level 60, 61, 62 before I deleted them. But eventually I stuck with, instead I went to the Horde side, and I made Astral Unundead Death Knight, which I stuck with during Wrath of the Lich King, and I leveled up all the way to max level. And that was the first time I reached max level, because back then, of course, as I said, I kept deleting characters. And the Death Knight Astral was, of course, really good. Then, of course, eventually when I lost my old account, for Cat, I had to get a new account and stuff that, and I had to rebuy everything and rebuy all the games and stuff that. And of course, I wasn't able to use my collector's editions anymore because of that, And it feels really, really bad. And the thing is, when I lost my Iron account is when I lost my Banat account. And it might have been due to the fact that the way the old email worked, because I had an old Hotmail back then. The way it worked was, if you didn't log into those Hotmails enough or often enough, so if you went for a vacation and you didn't have access to internet, if you didn't log in for a long time, then you would just lose your account and stuff like that. And I had no way to get back the WoW account and stuff like that, and it feels still really, really bad, because you know that, because on the European version of the TBC Collector's Edition box, you also got a Murloc pet, because you had to send in a code, you had to send in the barcode or whatever, I think it was, you had to send that in, and then basically in order to activate, I think, your Nether Wing pet or whatever, and then that took a really long time. I remember the wait for that took a really long time. And then as an extra excuse, or from the French, because it was sent to, because France where the EU headquarters was, I believe, so they basically gave you an extra pet, and then gave you Lurky, the white Murloc, the one that dances and stuff that. And that was, of course, really, really cool and stuff that, but yeah, it was sad losing the whole account. Was really, really sad and stuff that, and I don't know if there's any way to prove oh, I'm the owner of that account, the old account or whatever, but yeah. Sometimes I get hair stuck in my throat and stuff that. And it's really annoying when that happens. But yeah, so that's going on. So yeah, Space Stars is of course coming out and stuff that. Okay, Leaks of Votan, as it's called. And stuff that. Yeah, Leaks of Votan is of course the Space Dwarf, aka the Squats, as they were known as back in the day. I do remember seeing it in a store actually back in the day and stuff that, on 40k and stuff that. But I do remember those dwarfs looking very different from what I remember seeing pictures of. And I don't know if those were total conversions that people had done, but it was sold in the store like that, because I do remember them looking more like Lost Vikings 2 rather than the other things, but yeah. But the new Leaks of Water, I don't know how long it would take until the store that I like using, until how long until it shows up, and stuff that, because you have codexes and stuff that. Chaos Demon, Chaos Space Marines 2022. I don't know. Because it's not meant to be the Eldari, right? No. The Eldari is a different thing, but yeah. Because of course, eventually here, the thing will appear. Because there's a bunch of new books that came out this year. Like Tower Empire 2022. There's the new 1000 books, the one that I don't have. I was a bit dumb with the whole timing of the book. Of certain of my books, because I didn't know that they would used to release the newer ones, you know, but yeah, but you can still use the old books, you know, of course, but yeah. But I wonder how long it's gonna take until the Xenoxis appears on the site where I buy the books from and stuff like that, because yeah. And I'm gonna have to on the thing on the where I store some of the codexes and a thing over there. I could free up a lot of space in that, so I could have more of the things I really care about in that. But then I have to get these plastic boxes here and store some of the old gaming magazines and stuff that I have that I don't want to throw away, you know, so I can fit more codexes and stuff like that. Because yeah, the codexes are really nice, and I don't want to get rid of some old guidebooks that I have from certain games, because there are certain guidebooks that I got like I usually got like guidebooks after I had beaten games, you know, and sometimes I would get it for the artwork and stuff that, and certain like guidebooks were very limited back then, you know, and stuff that, so yeah, it's pretty cool. So yeah, Xenoxis actually seems very, very fun, by the way, because yeah, it seems like they've taken like Warhammer fantasy rules and kinda made it into 40k, because yeah, kinda have like a forced marching where where you're able to like advance like 4 inches like each turn, even if you want to shoot. Basically, you can just move 4 all the time and stuff like that. So yes, you're not advancing very quickly, but you're like going to, and that 4 inches, you will always be able to do those 4 inches, even if you go through difficult terrain. So you can just march through difficult terrain with no like penalty and stuff like that. It's pretty good. Then they have kind of also made a Book of Grudges kind of work, because Book of Grudges, it was always talked about in the like the regular Warhammer fantasy and stuff like that, like a Book of Grudges, like the dwarves from Forgetting the Grudges, and now you have like judgment tokens. And judgment tokens basically, if a League of Wotan unit or if a model basically dies in a unit, for example, if there's a group unit and a model dies, then you award a judgment token to that enemy unit that killed it. And what token makes it so that sixes, if you roll 6s when targeting them with like melee or shooting or whatever, you know, you auto wound pretty much on 6s. And then if you got 2 judgment tokens on a unit, or a single character or whatever, you hit on 5s, you auto wounds on 5s, and then with 3 tokens you auto wounds on 4. And auto wounding is really big for certain weapons. Like if there was big scary weapon and you manage to auto wound with it, then yeah, it gets very, very scary, because there are weapons like the rail guns, I believe that they have, are always like, it just ignores armor. I believe the rail gun always does that, but yeah, but they have limited range on auto weapon. But they're beam weapons, which the rail gun counts as being part of like they have like beam weapons, and these beam weapons is basically like a flat line. And then if you manage to be on the side of a unit, like the unit is hit, you're on the side and you line up several, then you can use like more straight through them and stuff that they're all like some really cool stuff. And their armor is really, really cool as well. And it seems like there seems to be one league that focuses around melee as well, which is pretty cool, which I thought about a lot. And then there is something that seems similar to the like Dwarf Slayers kind of a bit as well. So there's a lot of really cool stuff. Main problem is of course a lot of their stuff is slow, which means that their bikes, for example, are really powerful, and all of their vehicles, even the more scouty vehicle that has like less toughness and less wounds, are still extremely useful. But of course their main point is the land train. Even though the land train is flipping expensive, I believe it's something like 290 points, or maybe it was even more, 390 points. The land train can have quite a lot of units in it, and the weapons on it is pretty fucking insane. And if you go with a certain army or a certain league, you can add toughness 1 to everything in your army, and then you can get that vehicle up to toughness 9, and then it has like quite a lot of wounds, and it has an insane amount of weapons on the land train, of course. And it's just, yeah, it's just amazing. And then it seems just like, okay, like with that thing, like you can move around on the battlefield and then just, you know, have things inside of it. And then you can basically use that as a way to hide your melee units and stuff like that. And that seems like really fun. The land train just seems like you sort of basically like god tier unit, you know, because all the weapons it has and stuff like that. And then it's just like, it's just so good, you know, and stuff like that. And then of course with the one that adds the toughness +1, with that there is certain elite units, like elite, like on foot units, that if you give them the right equipment, you can get their toughness up to 8 or something like that, I think. So you can basically get them up to vehicle toughness, like tank toughness, on like a on foot unit. And having like vehicle toughness on a foot unit, okay, sure, you only have 2 wounds or whatever, but still having that toughness is just pretty insane. So yeah, that is actually pretty nice. It actually seems like they seem to be like really cool, because they still have the whole dwarf thing about, because of all being slow and stuff like that, because yeah. But they seem really fun also. Also the power armor kind of looks different. It seems like they don't use helmets as well, and it's kind of explained with that they have like force fields and stuff that. There's one particular league that basically has like they kind of have like an aura, or it's explained that they have like superior gear because they're like blacksmiths, and that's the faction I believe that I wanted to really go for. Because, you know, they're basically like engineers, they like make the best stuff. So they have like built-in force fields, and to represent that you have a 5+ invul on all your units. All your units have 5+ invul save, which is same as demons had when they nerfed the demons in certain versions of 40k back in the day, because there was during a certain point where demons were just too OP with their armor saves and stuff like that, so they had to give them just a 5+ like ward save, invul save basically, pretty much. So yeah, but of course the units that have a 2+ armor save, those units will instead get a 4+ invul save, and 4+ invul save is really good, you know, and stuff like that, and that seems really cool, you know. And I'm thinking about also that if I'm gonna get Leagues of Vote, then I will probably get like Chaos Space Marine at the same time. And apparently the way Chaos Space Marine works now is not now you can even have like a Fabulous Bile army, and Fabulous Bile of course really cool. I don't know how much randomness there is anymore if you have to roll for units to see, oh, now you get tentacles, now you get claws, now you get blah blah blah. Or if you're able to actually make a fixed army to be like, okay, tentacle boys. Blah, blah. Tentacle boys. Okay, tentacle boys. Okay. It probably doesn't sound like that. Tentacle boys. Oh man. But yeah, my Fabulous Bile is like really cool. He's really fucking evil. He is basically nicer than Dr. Fauci though. So, you know, and nicer than Bill Gates. Of course. Because yeah. But Fabulous Bile is really cool, you know. I'm gonna look up the Is it Fabulous Bile? No, it's Fabulous Bile. Fabulous Bile is also called the Clone Lord, and the Primogenitor is the Chaos Space Marine Apothecary, or the Chief Apothecary of the Emperor's Children Legion. And he of course makes his own kind of units and stuff like that. So yeah, Origins, the Blight, Horus Heresy, After the Heresy, Cloning Horus, the Shattering, Appearance. Yeah, oh, there they have the one from the book that I had. The way he looked, yeah. Enhanced warriors. Fabulous Bite is known to make use of enhanced warriors from a pool of willing Kill Space Marines. Do they call it leagues in I forgot, do they always call it, or what do they call the like Chaos Space Marine? Like what do they call the Traitor Astartes? Traitor Astartes. Okay, so it's the Alpha Legion you need to have him in. Because there are of course different like types of like armies that you can have, you know, and stuff that in the new like 2022 you have some pictures on them here. The newest version of Chaos Space Marines. Because apparently they made Terminators better, new Chaos Space Marines to Terminators. Because I like to often like make like specialized armies and stuff that, like if I'm still making. There is of course apparently a game that is coming out that is, I would guess, like Warhammer inspired, because it's doing the thing that I would want a game to do, and I remember it was shown during one of those not E3 things but Gamescom things. It was a game where you basically could paint the units and stuff that, and you know, that was really, really cool. So there's the 9th edition there, we have the Terminators there. That's no. Okay, that's not Abaddon. No, that has to be Abaddon because it's the blue sword and it's the power claw. That's Abaddon, the spoiler. On extra for the contest is Fabulous Bile himself still using Marine Support Special Sauce. Just giving my traitors a Star's core unit. It doesn't have a mark. Yeah, Cypher is still there, which is cool. Because Cypher was of course a fallen like Dark Angel, and he had the whole thing with when he would die, you wouldn't have give the points because you got an insane like invul save, and that's basically the Chaos God's basic poof. Or if it's the Chaos God that does it, that basically makes it so that he gets to escape and stuff like that. Because yeah, all Night Lord Terminators, elites. There are so many cool things. I think those have to support their Havoc, Stalkmares, to Loyalist, Devastators. Oh yeah, there's that cool ass dragon looking thing. And I believe you can have Iron Warriors, World Bearers, Monster Mash Wings Idiots Monster Mash list. Oh man. I'm Warriors, World Bearers. Yeah. Man, I loved Chaos Space Marines back in the day. I had like the big thick book. But then eventually when we moved, or even before that, I had to throw away like a bunch of old stuff, and then I threw away the thing, and that book was so good because that book was really thick. And then of course the book that came after that was the thin Chaos Space Marine book, and that one wasn't that cool, but that was the first time they introduced the obliterators and stuff like that, and the obliterators would of course morph basically any weapon. Like you didn't need to pay extra points for having certain weapons, instead they could morph whatever weapon they wanted, you know, basically pretty much. So yeah, there was so many cool stuff. Leagues of Votan, and then leagues, I guess within parentheses, just to see what all the leagues was. Leagues of Votan. Refer to themselves as Kinar, and sometimes prefer to be called squats by baseline humans. Well, they haven't added more stuff there yet, but yeah. Because there is already a codex out, and there are of course different, like, maybe they just call them factions instead of factions. Because I wanted to see what they call. I didn't want to have to go in on that video to see and stuff to go, cause yeah. But yeah. Laser Voting. So it's gonna be good. It's gonna be pretty good. Anyway, I think we're gonna stop it there actually. But yeah, but I will of course try and fit all of the Xenoxis Show text here. I'm trying to fit all of this in, but it probably won't fit all of it, you know, of course. And then the rest will go into comments, and I will also put the OG tier list first, and then the Deluxe tier list as well. So yeah, I will do that and stuff that, because yeah. I mean, wow, that's really cool actually that we managed to do the Resident Evil 3 thing as well there. To put that into the list as well, so yeah. Or into the video, I mean. But yeah, because yeah. Anyway, I hope you all enjoyed this, and I will see next when I decide to record and stuff that, you know, whenever I decide to do so. But yeah. Really looking forward to the Leagues of Votan. I might of course buy just a Chaos Space Marine Codex before, depending on how long it takes for the Leagues of Votan to come out. Because I mean, sometimes you know, there are certain people that get the Codex like early and stuff that, and the Codex isn't out yet. But I mean, the question is, how long does it take for the Swedish retailer to get it in, you know, and stuff that. Like, does it take like several months? Will it be out by Christmas, you know, and stuff that? Because yeah. Because I mean, of course, the codexes does take up some space, you know, but I definitely want to get more stuff in there, you know, and stuff there, because I do know that there are things that I could use to move from there and stuff that. The level magazines I don't care much about. I do have some retro magazines that I care about on the level thing, because I have 2 issues with Super Nintendo in them, and I have one with the NES and one with PlayStation. And stuff that, and those are like special issues that focuses just on old school consoles and stuff that, and also pretty cute to have still and stuff that, because yeah. But anyway, this has been Xenoxis for the 7th of September 2022. And yeah, so we did cover Mario Kart 8, some you know, the stats on certain things. And I went over the Deluxe tier list and over the tier list. I didn't go over all of it because the rest will go into comments, of course. And I also went over Resident Evil 3, like an ultimate version of that would be based more on the old game, but HD-fied or 4K-ified and stuff like that, and they will just add a bunch of more stuff to it and stuff like that, and just make it so that it feels full, and it's not like a whole, oh, you have to make the expensive remake. But I know that like game development apparently is expensive even if you're making less modern games or whatever and stuff like that, because yeah. But I don't think that there will be modders out there that will be willing otherwise to do the work and stuff there, because yeah. I just think there's so much stuff they could add, and you might say, oh, but it's not possible to have more mercenaries characters, but there have been modders that have done mods where they've added new characters into mercenaries, and sure, sometimes it's just a reskin of a character, but sometimes they also have like different weapons than they used to have and stuff there, because yeah. Anyway, I see you all next time.